Garnacho double helping Manchester United to beat West Ham by 3-0. This weekend, they are not at home. They travel away to Aston Villa, who themselves lost 3-1 to Chelsea in the FA Cup 4th round. So they will be itching to get something from that game against Manchester United. Emmanuel, let me start off with you. It's Villa have experienced a few slips here and there, the latest being the 3-1 loss at home to Chelsea in the FA Cup round 4 replay. Surely they will be pumped to take on Manchester United this weekend.
Absolutely. I think for Unai Emery, I mean, it's quite, it's fair to say that he has pretty much overachieved, you know, because starting out the season, I think the objective for him would have been to like get a European place, like be it Europa League or Conference League. I think they would have been okay with that. But I think they made a lot of brilliant signings. They have had a very good run as well. Like they've been able to like get wins here and there, been able to like trample over some of the big boys and all that. But I think in recent weeks too, they've more or less like found themselves wanting on different fronts. I think they lost just about 2 players to the AFCON, right? Kudus and then Agued. And they've returned. Kudus is actually West Ham. Sorry. Yeah. Agued and then there's another guy. About 2 of them. They lost those 2 guys, and then now they are back in the side. And I think they would be able to change things for them. I also feel that for Aston Villa, what I've really like been able to favor them at getting to the mid part of the season, getting to the second round is the fact that, I mean, unlike at the beginning where they were a bit exposed defensively, now they've been able to carve out a different plan where they're able to contain teams, and they are not teams who play like with a transition and then like counter attack and all that are not able to punish them more. So I think they can capitalize on that and then try to see whether they'll be able to keep Højlund, who is pretty much in form at bay, and then Garnacho, who is also operating very well on the right side, also at bay. So I feel all in all, their recent record against United should be enough to guide them. It should be enough to put them in a position where they will be able to get the result. Because United away, mostly they struggle. Like they don't really get it right, like more often than not, especially against the top 6, top 8 clubs, you know. And maybe that's something that they can work around, and then they will see whether or not they can be able to snatch the win this time around.
Yeah, the last time we saw United on the road was
that
crazy episode at Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Wolverhampton.
I don't think they want to get themselves involved in another one.
Yes, but can they stop themselves from being who they are? That's the thing, because even that game, once you watched United take a 2-0 goal lead with McTominay getting that 3rd goal to give Man United a 3-1 lead, you could still feel some uneasiness around that Man United team that whenever they got the ball, they were so quickly in a hurry to just let it go, and in that hastiness led to loss in possession, loss in positional discipline, and it just made everything just messy. And those sloppiness and messiness led to the goals that Wolverhampton Wanderers scored late, and they had to rely on Kobbie Mainoo to pull out some magic trick from nowhere, out of nowhere. He delivered that spectacular goal, and so yeah, it makes it very difficult to call for a Man United win, but at this point in time, looking at how Aston Villa's confidence has taken a hit and is shaking up, I think I'll go in for a Man United tough, slight win for the Red Devils. I think it will be tough. It wouldn't be a big win for Man United, but I see a win.
So, tactically, how should the manager approach that? I asked that because we've seen teams go to Villa, some play on the break. I think Newcastle, we saw them winning at Villa very comfortably. Yeah. I don't know, Chelsea 2-1 in the FA Cup. And a few other teams have gone to Villa Park to give them problems. Yeah. Well, Man United haven't done that in a while. So if you're Ten Hag, how would you shape up the team? What kind of instructions will you give if Man United are to survive?
Well, defensively, they are going to be without Lisandro Martinez. So what that means is playing with a high line is a no-no. because they will have to rely on Harry Maguire and Rafael Varane. And so, and you know, Diego Dalot is going to, positional wise, his position is always questionable in terms defensively, especially defensively. So playing the high line is a no-no. I think they should try as much as possible to press from the middle, establish a mid-block to deal with Aston Villa in the middle. Try as much as possible to deal with Aston Villa in the middle. It's going to be a tough ask because they are very physical, they are very energetic, and they are very athletic. You look at Boubacar Kamara, you look at Douglas Luiz. It's very difficult to contain those players. Then you throw in McGinn too. So yeah, Man United will need
and Oli Watkins.
Oli Watkins is a bit outfield,
yes.
And so but Man United needs to contain
the midfield.
The midfield. They need to contain them in that mid zone. And so honestly, Ten Hag should start with a 3-man midfield.
Okay.
He should start with 3 men in the midfield, and I push.
Who would you go with?
Yeah, I would go with Casemiro, Kobbie Mainoo at this point in time, and Scott McTominay.
I see.
And Scott McTominay, because if you put in Bruno Fernandes there, yeah, you're going to lack a bit of a bite in that midfield, and that is going to be a problem. And so push Bruno Fernandes upfield. I know it's going to be a tough ask. Push him upfield. Then you have to sacrifice Garnacho, either Garnacho or Marcus Rashford. But I'll sacrifice Garnacho because of the speed of Marcus Rashford. Because Aston Villa will always play with a high line. And once you have Rasmus Højlund in good form and you have the speed of Rashford also in play, yes, that gives you an edge. That gives you the right tools or materials to punish Aston Villa when they deploy their high press or play a very high line. Because Højlund, he's a big body, he's strong, he can hold up the ball and play Rashford through on goal. Then he can use his speed to beat the Aston Villa defense. So it's going to be a tough ask. Do you start Scott McTominay in midfield and sacrifice Garnacho, or are you so confident in your team that you still roll out with Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo as the base of your midfield and have Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes in that starting lineup? That's going to be the tough ask. But if I were to be, if I was Erik Ten Hag, I'll drop Garnacho and go with a two-man unit up top. Then have Bruno Fernandes playing behind them in front of a 3-man midfield of Casemiro, Kobbie Mainoo, and Scott McTominay.
Emmanuel, just in a few seconds, we need to go for a break. On the other hand, Unai Emery, the high line, it can be very suicidal. You look at Man United, they love to play on the counter. Should Unai Emery still stick to it or modify slightly, because the last few games at home have not gone too well and he would want a response?
Yeah, I don't really think a lot of tweaks will be necessary against United. I believe in as much as Man U has a lot of players to hit you on in the transition, if Aston Villa is to go into the game with the same plan as they normally do, I mean, how they were able to beat them even in the first round, I think they should be able to get the results against United. I think even against a side where normally Martinez actually gives them some level of stability at the back, right? But then for Varane, he's getting old, right? He's a bit shaky from some time to time, and then Maguire as well. I think Maguire has held his own. He has really impressed this season and all. But I feel that Villa should just stick to the memo. They shouldn't really tweak a lot of things. The high line, I think it will pay off because they can really force United to make a lot of errors. Okay. And we've seen it in a lot of away games that United has played in. Most of the goals that they've given away, they are more often than not things that they are just supposed to deal with them defensively. But then they find a way to just shoot themselves in the foot. So I feel that if they are able to pin them in their half, if they're able to push their runners, Diaby and Co, to put them behind the ball and all that, they should be able to get something out of this game.
Okay.